Okay, here's a spot where you can get the Mica and Smoky Quartz blend. Let me just go through a few pieces with you to show you the shine. Let me catch the light as well. If I go out of the shade here. There we go. Of course, you're going to find little pieces of mica all over in the ground here. Some are books, some are just leaves that have already fallen apart. The books don't seem to get too large in diameter. I found some that got thicker, about yay thick, but only so wide. Lots of little leaves, so standard light, almost clear, silvery mica. So it's going to be everywhere. Let me just kind of go down and show you here. There's some in the dirt right there. Now again, it's abundant, but it's all small. That's probably the best way I can put it. Because it only takes a few footsteps before you spot some. And you don't even have to wander off the road to do so. I know I just bent down there as if I was going to show you some. I promise it's here. But I'm in the shade. So let me go back in the sun where I'll see the sparkle happen. There, maybe you can see the sparkles on the ground as well. You're also going to find lots of butterflies like these guys flying around. I think that's just sap. Little mica flakes. So if you want mica, a local BC mica or something like that for jewelry, there's a good book. Look at that one. Again, smaller diameter, but thick. You can peel that apart, get lots of nice reflective mica there. So that was a good book. They're everywhere. It doesn't take too long to find. Other than that, you'll find some good smoky mica combos just a bit south of the road, maybe 200 meters south. And of course, if you walk up as well, like I was showing at the beginning of the video. And those will be kicking around in the riprap too. Here's one with some black mica in it. And the gray kind of translucent material is the smoky quartz, and then you got white quartz in it as well. So it's not valuable, but it's kind of like a geologist type specimen. What else we got kicking around here? That's the gist of it. You'll find a lot of that stuff. A lot of the smoky milky quartz combos. That's what's up here. Big boulders of it. Excessively large boulders of it. That's the gist. But it's this road is a good road for mica. Oh, note the date stamp at the beginning of the video. I got up here in this. I've got about 8.5 inches of clearance on the bottom of my vehicle, and I had no problem whatsoever. I wouldn't take a car up. You could take an old car, it would probably make it. You might bottom out a couple times, but you wouldn't damage your rig really too bad. But any SUV, any, as long as it's an SUV or more, you're totally fine. Don't come up in the spring. There's still going to be snow up here. You're going to want to make sure you come up well into the summer when it's all melted. The idea is that there's also garnet at this site, but they're micro. This is the biggest one I found, and it's also weathered out. Everything we found is incredibly fractured and just falls apart to the point where you don't even get a chance to really see it in the host rock. So it's a cool little specimen piece, but entirely useless and void of any value. We got Nick there digging a hole, hoping to find more, but I think it is in vain. Yes, the garnets exist scattered throughout the rock here for, half a click back that way and even half a click up the road from here, but they are micro, and by micro I mean we're talking millimeter at most before faceting, like in the rough, and most of them not transparent or cuttable or anything like that. So I'll go find a couple more pieces of the garnet just to show you, but ultimately this is kind of a walk along the road and collect some mica type site. Okay, I got a piece here I can show you the garnets in. Now remember, I said they were miniature, so there's little opaque kind of areas, but see all the, where's my fingertip there we go, see the little red one at the tip of my fingernail, and then all the little ones down there. Again, fingernail for scale, size of the garnet, nothing we can do with that. Smaller than a wheat grain, you see? And you'll find them scattered all throughout the rock, clustered in some spots, but they're not big and they're not cuttable. They're not even worth grabbing a large rock and, sphering it or making home decor. Despite them being all throughout it, they're just too small. So that's what the garnet looks like. Hopefully that's a good enough example. I think this rock kind of shows it. Tiny little micro pieces, and you'll find that throughout a lot of the white rock up here. This is the white quartz mixed with the smoky. So here you can see all the gray in this giant smoky one. There's my foot. This is the giant boulder of it. Don't be mistaken, there's also some quartz chunks scattered in the road that could fool you as being garnet, but they're just stained red quartz. Kind of like that, but transparent or translucent, I guess, kind of quartz. Okay, that's the site.